Let's stay in Madrid and bring in Graham Keeley. He is a Spain analyst. Graham, thanks for joining us on this news hour. So since July, when Feijoo was elected, was an outcome like what we're seeing over this past week quite predictable, or was he expected to go on to form a government?
I'm afraid it was totally predictable that he would lose these votes. And what seems uncertain, though, is, as your reporter said, whether Sanchez can strike a deal with Catalan separatists and somehow get together a coalition. This looks increasingly doubtful after statements yesterday from the two Catalan separatist parties, who said not only do we want an amnesty for people, separatists accused of crimes connected with 2017's independence bid, but we want a referendum. And we want you to kind of guarantee us this. This puts Sanchez in an impossible situation, because it would mean, effectively, he would have to push for a change in the Spanish constitution, something which would be difficult enough. And also, it's a hugely unpopular measure in Spain.
Graham, has the outcome of July's election and what we've seen happen over the last week, especially with what you've just been talking about, the Catalan independence, the referendum, the leaders associated with that, has this just divided the country even more, especially on this issue?
Absolutely. The issue of the amnesty has divided Spain enough, never mind the referendum. I should say that for some people on the right, and even some people in the political centre, granting an amnesty to people who, according to the courts, broke the law, or people who faced charges of allegedly breaking the law, looks like the government interfering in the judiciary's role to basically interfere with what the courts should be doing. To some people, this is just a step too far. And this is what's getting a lot of people who are not politically active very angry. Other people, on the other hand, say, look, it would be a good step because it would allow us to turn the page on a painful moment in our recent history, which has riven the country in two.
Do you think Spain is headed for another election in the next few months? And if that is the case, what do you think will happen?
I'm afraid I do think it's another election, which is the most likely outcome. What will happen? I think, according to a recent poll, which said that the socialists would get the most votes, but still fall short of an absolute majority. So it's not going to resolve matters.
It'll certainly be interesting to see what happens. Graham Keeley, thank you so much for speaking to us and breaking that all down.